Hello guys, and welcome to song reviews and ear training tutorials. In this week's episode, I will take you through 3 different exercises on how to listen to major 7th and major 6th chords. I'll play various examples and ask you to identify these chords. And then I'll proceed to minor 7th, minor major 7th and minor 6th chords. I'll also play various examples and ask you to identify these 3 different chords. And I will conclude with dominant 7th and dominant 7th suspended 4 chords. I will apply various examples and also ask you to identify these 2 different chords. Now, if you don't know how to construct any of these chords, please check out my other videos on how to construct 7 chords in all 12 keys. Now let's get started. Exercise 3. Major 7th and major 6th chords. This is the sound of a major 7th chord in root position, first, second, and third inversion. In root position. In first inversion. In second inversion. And in third inversion. Now this is the sound of a major 6th chord in root position. In first inversion. In second inversion. And in third inversion. Listen to the major 7th and major 6th chords in root positions, first, second, and third inversions. Each exercise will be played twice. Write whether the chord in each example is a major 7th or major 6th chord. Example 1. Example 2. Example 3. Example 4. Example 5. Example 6. Example 7. Example 8. Example 9. And example 10. Exercise 4. Minor 7th, minor major 7th, and minor 6th chords. Minor 7th chord in root position. In first inversion. In second inversion. And in third inversion. This is the sound of a minor major 7th in root position. in first inversion, in second inversion, and in third inversion. This is the sound of a minor 6 chord in root position. In first inversion, in second inversion, and in third inversion. Listen to the minor 7th, minor major 7th, and minor 6th chords in root position, first, second, and third inversions. Each exercise will be played twice. Write whether the chord in each example is a minor 7th, minor major 7th, or minor 6th chords. Example 1. Example 2. Example 3. Example 4. Example 5. Example 6. Example 7. Example 8. Example 9. Example 10. Example 11. Example 12. Example 13. Example 14. And example 15. Exercise 5. Dominant 7th and dominant suspended 4th chords. This is the sound of a dominant 7th chord in root position, first, second, and third inversion. In root position, in first inversion, in second inversion, and in third inversion. Now listen to the sound of a dominant suspended 4th chord in root position. In first inversion, in second inversion, and in third inversion. Listen to the dominant 7th and dominant suspended 4th chords in root position, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd inversions. Each exercise will be played twice. Write whether the chord in each example is a dominant 7th or dominant suspended 4th chord. Example 1. Example 2. Example 3. Example 4. Example 5. Example 6. Example 7. Example 8. Example 9. And example 10. This marks the end of how to listen to the 5 types of 7 chords: major, dominant, minor, half-diminished, and diminished 7 chords. We've already done how to listen to diminished and half-diminished 7 chords, and also how to listen to augmented major 7th and augmented dominant 7 chords in our previous video. So if you haven't watched that video yet or haven't gone through the exercises in that video, I highly recommend that you should please go back to week 1 and 2 lesson. Next week, we will learn how to sing each of the 5 types of 7 chords, starting from the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and then the 7th note. One of the ways you can practice how to identify chords is to learn how to sing them using any vowel sounds like la, la, la. For example, if you want to learn how to identify a major 7 chord, you can sing each of the notes from the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th, and up to the 7th note, and back down to the 1st note. You can do something like this: la, 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 la. That's starting from the root position. Or you can start from the 3rd position, which is la, 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 la. Or you can play from the 5th note, la, 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 la. And finally, you can also play from the 7th note, la, 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 la. So that's what we're looking at next week, and hopefully I'm sure that at the end of this lessons you'll be able to identify the 5 types of 7 chords. And another way you can improve your skills is to work with a friend and play triads, 7 chords, or types of chords, and see if you can identify them. And that's it for this week. I'll catch you in the next video.